Building downtown. Building downtown.
Hey, this is the Building Downtown. We're covering the KOTD Grand Prix 2020 West Coast Round 2 today. Follow the show on social media at the Building DT. Follow and subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts from. I'm your host, Jason Kelly. You can follow me at JKellyMMA. You can follow my co-host, Kirill Kasatskiy, at Apostle Raps, and my other co-host, Amy Barton, at Ames Bell. So before we get into the two matches of today, I got some quick notes. And we spoke to, if you were paying attention to the first 10 minutes of the event, you know that Chef Trez is out, and that is with health issues. Here's something that I noticed the other day that I can't find anymore. Chef Trez tweeted, I think it was his roommate has COVID, and he's had a bad cough for a week. And the tweet's gone.
So I've been seeing online since the second he tweeted that he had to pull out. I've been seeing people say COVID. Nobody's even trying to say anything else. Yeah.
So the tweet's gone. So I guess he's tested positive for COVID. Anyway, that is the second loss from the South Division. And Drect is, of course, the captain of the South Division. We've had him on a couple times since the start of the tournament. So I spoke to Drect, and he let me know what they were doing, which is already out there now, the way they did the voting system and everything else. But I talked to him if it was frustrating losing. You know, they lost Oops, and now they lost Chef Trez. You got to figure that's the two front runners for the South, at least two very strong contenders for the South. And he said, being involved in battle rap for so long, we all know stuff happens. We just keep rolling with the punches. Every time a new division airs, there's a new storyline. We're sure we are sure the fans will still be entertained, and we are glad that they had a say in this one. So that changes.
Hey, you know what though? Never mind that. If it is COVID and dude's fine in a couple weeks, assumably, watch somebody else drop out later, and they'll stick him right back in there. So I don't feel like it's that big a loss, honestly.
Well, that is possible because now we got Eddy I back, and I spoke to So Severe, and he's rolling with the punches, but not as easily as Drect is. As you can see why. He's got to stand across. You know, he's got to compete in that battle. And he said, it is what it is, bro. I sincerely feel like I have the worst karma in battle rap due to my history. But I'm a huge fan of Eddy, so it's dope to be able to stand in front of him, but I feel like he deserves the energy I put into Trez. But no complaints. It is what it is. I'm going to do my damnedest, but there's no way I'm going to beat Eddy with what I have now. I got to start from scratch. My rounds are not salvageable. And he said they have two completely different styles. I have to start now from scratch doing research, and I'm gonna have to see how I'm going to approach it. That's fucking rough.
What's a week away, right? It's South next week?
Yeah.
A week away.
That's a week away. Well, you know what I mean. Like, if assuming he can dedicate a week to this, just doing this, you know what I mean. If you can put in 40 hours doing this shit, he'll have something ready.
Yeah, that's fucking rough.
But that's what it will take, probably.
I was thinking too, leading up to this week. I was like, going in round 2. Maybe we'll see if we have Severe back on. Not take up as much of his time. See what it's like going in round 2. No, I'm not even gonna bug him now.
Yeah,
not
same
with
dude.
This shit on his plate. But we did have some awesome battles in round 2 of the West. That's the Thesaurus versus Dizaster and Aktive versus Saynt. Plus earlier in the night we had TK versus the Kid. Clutch, was that what that one was?
Yeah. Also, did they say why Dre Vicious didn't happen in that?
No.
They just said I know he wasn't there.
They said it will.
They said it's gonna happen in a few weeks.
I thought you missed that 10 minutes.
I'm like in and out. You know what I mean? It's very selective, and it's not up to my selection either.
Yeah, those Facebook memes just jump in front of you all the time.
Right.
But
okay, so I was on the road, and I'm actually going to just say this right up off rip because I'm going to sound real dumb on the show. I think I was on the road for most of this entire event, so I do have a couple select comments and maybe some dumbass questions, and that was one of them. But the other thing is that they did say when they were talking about Trez that it was medical, and they didn't say it was COVID. Is that how it was? Is that how it was put?
Yeah, and that's all. Drect said to me too. Medical issues, right? So nobody's. I don't know if Trez doesn't want it out. I don't know if it's not confirmed. And
what doesn't matter? Let him get better and let's move on. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
All the best.
Thesaurus versus Dizaster rematch. 12 years in the making. It's fucking awesome. It was really good. I really enjoyed the battle, but Dizaster's moving on now. The thing that there's nothing that was surprising about it. You know what I mean? And I
In a
think
good way.
too.
In a
Yeah, yeah,
good way.
exactly. There, it showed it. It did exactly, it delivered exactly what it was supposed to, and I don't know if that's because like that was an incredible battle. When you're able to watch them again, I'm sure that that will be a battle with a lot of replay value. One thing that I think would have made it a crazier instant classic is if it was 3.5 minute rounds, 4 minute rounds, or some
I was
shit
gonna
like
say
that.
about that. This got the win, but he went over the time twice.
Yep.
So no
I
points
mean,
was shaved for that.
well, let's all act surprised.
Yeah, he goes over all the time. There
Oh
should be
yeah,
a penalty, you'd think. Depends on how far over you go.
it
Was
has
it
to be.
6 seconds that he took a point off for that?
Oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Wow.
They
So
all
there you
should
go.
have, man. It's not a, you know what I mean? You're supposed to be professional at that point, especially in that at that level of a battle, right? Like I'm not, like, I'm just saying, right? Because from a judging perspective, I think the Disaster won too. I think his first and second were his for sure. I think Source came through in the third. I like the third from Source a lot. But what I'm saying is, in terms of a battle, doesn't matter who battles. You know what I'm saying? If you go over time, you get fucked for it.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. That's why we have time.
Yeah.
But you know what? If he did, from anybody more than 6 seconds, get dinged for that, we'd be having a completely different conversation. Because I agree with it was so good and it was so close. I agree with the people who say that third round ending or non-ending, as it were, from Thesaurus was a critical moment. And I
Yep.
honestly feel like had that not happened, this would have gone the other way. So if that had not happened and Diz had gone over, I think we find ourselves in a tie that the judges viciously want to stay away from because they don't want to have a second fucking showing of the first judging mishap or whatever from the first West Coast division. So I'm not happy that, he didn't get dinged more. People thought he should have gotten dinged more for not being professional. But I think if he had, that would have like just washed Thesaurus's third round ender, and we'd be sitting here fucking yelling at each other about a tie.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen with points lost if they end up in a tie, how they're going to do that. Because I know you can't have you're not supposed to have a tie round.
Right.
In the West Coast, we saw that in round
It
one.
would literally have to go to a judge preference. That's it.
Well, in
It would,
theory,
it would
that's
go
why
to
there's
it
a
would, it
fan
would go to
vote,
a
though.
personal preference, and that's why you have an odd number of judges, and the majority of preference judges wins, right?
Yep.
That's what
Yeah.
it is, right?
That would be fucking strange what they'd have to do. Because like you said, Amy, they're trying to stay away from ties at all costs.
Right.
What about the Saint and Active battle, Amy? Did you hear that well?
No, I didn't. I will say that from what I caught of it, I will say that it felt like it was clear win for Saint, but it also felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm usually wrong. It felt like even though it was a clear win for him, it felt like that was an Active that I heard that people probably weren't expecting to hear. Like that may have been a best of Active day.
Best Active I have ever seen by far, not even fucking close. He was it
I
was
think he won.
amazing. Yeah. When the battle ended, Krill said he thought Active won, and I asked him if he paid attention to any of the battle, and he's like, "Yeah." Like, all right. And then I start thinking, like, what the fuck did I miss? Because I was sitting here watching the same battle, and in my head, I thought Saint clearly won. Then they come back with the fan voting, 86% for Saint, 14 for Active.
I'm in that 14%. I would have
Oh,
been the
you know what?
15%.
Something that's interesting that I think that like I have continually noticed, and I think Jason maybe messaged you about, but we've not really talked about on the show, is that King of the Dot does polling on Instagram stories and maybe Twitter and elsewhere, but I always see it on Instagram about the fan favorite or the fan pick before the battle, and it calculates the same way as the Twitch voting after the battle does. And I actually like screenshotted him this week because I was like, well, you know what? We've never talked about that. So like for that one
Yeah.
in particular, the pre-battle pick from Instagram at least was 68% for Saint and 32 for Active. So
Holy shit.
yeah, so I mean, not like strikingly different how it ended up.
No, but enough.
And ironically, or maybe ironic's the worst word, but For Diz and Source. Diz was 55%, Source was 45%. So it's funny because that one obviously didn't turn out that way on the Twitch stream. So
No.
with the users.
Yeah, they're both good battles. Saynt was incredible. He just had so much material and he can get it all off so fast. He's going to be a big problem if he keeps performing the way he has been.
Did you watch
in
his
this
interview
tournament.
after?
Yeah. I wonder if Real Deal's fishing right now.
Well, not only that, oh my God. That, but like he was like straight up like, I'm not going to URL. And I was like, oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, that was insane. He's letting it be known he's where he's staying at.
I mean, let the Grand Prix end though, and then you never know what's going to fall in your lap. So
yeah, Thesaurus versus Dizaster
let
though.
me ask about this because I know this one it was judged, but I know in the scheme of the Grand Prix it doesn't matter. TK and Clutch was another one that I only heard maybe 60% of in totality, and from what I heard, which obviously is not fair to give a decision to, but from what I heard, I would have given it to TK. So, like, how did that one actually?
TK's been to shootouts all over the world.
Yeah.
How's it?
Yeah, he served overseas, and he said in the battle, I've been to shootouts all over the world. At first, we were like, "Oh, really?" And then found it after the battle, like, "Oh, okay, you have been in shootouts all over the world." But no, I like the kid better than TK.
No, yeah, like sorry, I had my phone. Like literally, when I could hear him, which was not the entirety of all three of his rounds, I was like lulled into this like rhythm and like inflection and like octave change that I was like, Jesus Christ, is this Hollow or is this TK? And I was just like, it's not just me. It can't be just me. But like also to be fair, I love Hollow's style. So like that might be a small part of why, since I didn't hear the entire battle, that I was like, oh, TK sounded better, if we're being fair. But again, I didn't hear all three rounds from either of them, so I don't really know.
They did well. They TK stumbled a few times, not full out chokes, but he definitely stumbled a few times. Yeah, they both did well. They capitalized on this opportunity. They got a lot of eyeballs on them, and it was cool to see it was judged too. I didn't think the battles that. What's that?
I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, I didn't think they were gonna waste
How
time.
come the judges there? We're all there.
That's exactly.
We're all here to do this shit. We might as well do it the tournament style, right?
And it gives them more practice too. The judges.
Sure, but like as we've talked about time and time again during the Grand Prix, in the last few years, especially in King of the Dot, judging battles has been a lost art. So especially if you're talking about calling something an exhibition or an undercard, like I'm not saying don't judge it. I'm just saying I was surprised. I figured they were like going to give people a look and put them on the stream. I mean, hopefully they got paid well enough to be like, let's judge this shit, but
the Thesaurus and Dizaster battle didn't have anywhere near the amount of political shit that you or I thought that it was going to have. I thought there was going to be at least a
they
round
went
full
at
of
each
that.
other nice. They picked each other's character like that was a battle rap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That was what it's supposed to look like. That was like a blueprint for a battle. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I think so. Anyways,
there was humor, there was bars, there was flips, there was everything. Dizaster had
so bad that he choked at the end, man. It's so bad because that was his round, I think.
Yeah, you could hear him fucking yell out of frustration too in the back.
Oh, dude. Well, not even that. You could, the very second he was like, time, you could see his entire face, his entire body drop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that hurt my soul. I was like, dude, that was the game changer. And you already know it. That fucking sucks.
Yep.
Shit happens. Live stream.
But I stand by my statement. Kirill, when I was messaging you the other day, Jason, or in our group chat, I don't remember. I didn't think it would be like an entire round's worth. And I didn't think it would be like the moment from the battle, like Frack and his graph. Although that graph fight moment was pretty dope. But I definitely expected more Diz is a psycho. I know y'all follow him online. Do you see the shitty posts kind of shit from Thesaurus than we got?
Yeah, they had I expected more of that too. I think some of that stuff that was expected. It's kind of like you overlook that they have such a history together. You know what I mean? That's all face value stuff that most people would go at Diz with, right? Or things that would go at Thesaurus with. Like we had one face joke in the entire thing, right? From Diz to Thesaurus, but where they have so much history, I like that they involved some of their history and brought up some things. Uh, the judging scheme from Thesaurus was fucking hilarious, and how he said like, that's someone that is Diz's boy. Like it's the whole thing about
Hoffa judging that.
yeah, Hoffa judging and all that stuff.
But that's just my
That was
expert
awesome.
opinion.
Yeah. That was really fucking good.
Well, the whole like it's not a judging system, it's a buddy system.
Yeah.
That one hit, but like it only hit because that's how the first round went. So
the difference between indifference and conflict of interest. That's what I was trying to think of. That one, that was good too.
Yeah. That whole scheme was good.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I'd say that's a blueprint for a battle rap. You know what I mean? They came through. It just sucks that the source choked. It really sucks. I wonder how deep was he into his round, because that just changed everything. I forgot everything that happened before that. You know what I mean? I was like,
I feel like he was pretty deep into that shit. I think he was going for his under right there.
Yeah. He was near the end for sure. You got to figure if he wasn't, he would have
him not finishing 2-3 seconds is a fucking big minus. But the fucking Dizaster going over 5-6 seconds is okay. See, like that's fucky.
Well, welcome to Dizaster's battles.
because you know what I'm saying. I don't know about Dizaster. I have nothing. There's nothing to do with Dizaster because he's not judging the shit, right? If they would have cut him off a couple times, he would stop doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but they do. There are people that try to cut him off. It doesn't work out.
The source didn't choke. He didn't stand there fucking mumbling words. If he was at the end of his round, he said, "Fuck it, it's done."
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather keep it clean and nice. I'd rather have fucking clean 2 like you know what I mean, 2.5 minutes than fucking have choke with mumbling words for 10 seconds or whatever. You know what I mean?
So it all ended in the same way either way. Had he done either of those things, I feel like the outcome would have been the same. But yeah, when we have these battles posted somewhere, we can watch them 30 years from now. It will be nice to see that he just kind of cut that one off clean and didn't try to push something. But I think that's irrelevant in the scheme of the decision of this particular battle.
Okay. Lush tried to stop him. Dizaster fucking threatened him. Did you hear Dizaster threaten someone else during the battles too? I swear to God, I'll fucking hit you or something like that. Or I swear I'll fucking hit you or something like that.
Why is anybody surprised by this anymore, though?
This is the first time I'm seeing it.
Well, no, not you, but like I'm saying, okay, let me be fair and say, of the people who are probably listening to this, who have probably seen more than their fair share of Diz, nobody who's ever watched him for more than a battle or two should have any level of surprise at any of this. And
he was tame.
I'm not saying, yeah. Oh, dude, that's the other thing. Like, I'm watching and I'm like, Diz is going to get in his feelings. I'm waiting for the neck vein to bulge. I'm waiting for the stuttering and the fucking, getting pissed off and and he actually didn't do a lot of that. Like, he was the most composed Diz that I could have possibly expected in this scenario. But that being said, the point was, it's not that everybody lets Diz do what Diz wants to do. Diz just does what Diz wants to do. So it doesn't matter if Lush is standing there being like, time. It doesn't matter if it's organic. It doesn't matter if it doesn't matter. He's just going to do it. It would matter
because it would go over his bars. He wouldn't be able to spit his shit. You know what I mean? Or cut the fucking points for that.
And look at the shit the Thesaurus was saying. You even tried to fight the damn host.
Right. Oh, we've heard that before, though.
Yeah, you battled the damn host.
Right. No, actually, wait. You know what? Does anybody? I know you were on your aerial shit tonight and taking notes. I heard that my legacy, your legacy, and all that stuff. But like that, I heard that like 8 words, but I didn't hear what was right before and right after it. Do you remember the longer version of that?
No. I wish we could fucking see these again. I wish there was even like a paid video on demand. I wouldn't give a shit. Because there's so many things. Like that's what I was saying with Dizaster and Thesaurus. If it was longer, I think it would have been an instant classic. And if even with the material that was in there, it's so hard to take it in and remember it all fresh after the battle or even days after the battle. Where when you had the pay-per-view, you had it for like 3 weeks or whatever it was. So you're watching the battle over and over and over and over again. As of right now, who knows when we're ever going to see that again. But yeah,
Oh, we're gonna see it, man. I'm telling you, they're getting ready some sort of a package.
like a
It's
Netflix type
gonna
thing.
be some sort of a fucking
Nah,
special.
bro, like a Fight Pass thing.
Yeah, Fight Pass, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
one way or
Something's getting
another,
ready. There's
it's
got to be a
just-
reason they're not putting them out. Got to be a reason.
I still agree with the entirety of the conversation we had before, though, with like, who knows what the number is, but maybe give it 12 hours, you know? Kind of like when there's a KOTD event that's not this, you know, yesteryear, and you get the video on demand, or you get the pay-per-view, and then you like can watch it for what, like 36 hours or 48 hours, whatever it is. You know, like something like that, but they can't control whatever Twitch decides to do on their platform. So I think that's kind of we can't go outside of Twitch and put them somewhere for 12 hours for y'all kind of thing. And I'm assuming, I don't know that to be true, but it would be dope if, especially for people who are paying to subscribe, they could at least like play the shit back, like, or even give it a number of playbacks. Don't even give them 12 hours. Go, you can play it back once if you're a tier 1 subscriber. You can play it back twice if you're a tier 2 or whatever. But like something, man, for the paying people.
Yeah, I saw that if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you get a free subscription every month to the KOTD Twitch channel. So I don't know if that's any indication of where they're going to be going.
I mean, you can't tell somebody some shit like this.
Well, we'll see.
No,
We're gonna have that dude on, right? King Fly. We gotta have him on. Have you talked to
Yeah,
him?
I've been talking to him quite a bit lately. Well, not quite a bit, but I mean here and there trying to schedule something. So
Let's make that work
hopefully
because
this
there's
week
too
we
many.
get King Fly on this motherfucker.
We're sitting here guessing shit. You know what I mean?
Baby's coming on this week. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, good.
Moving forward, I guess we don't
You
know the
gotta
other
stop.
half.
By the way, we gotta back up for a moment because every time you say that, I think of Aktive. Because when he calls himself Ak, that's Aktive. When you call him Ak, you're talking about Ak. And we can talk about this with him on the show and have him say it. But when you say Ak, it's Aktive. Dude that's hosting is not Ak. And you're killing my soul. It's killing me.
Canadianisms.
Wait till I start saying
I
shit.
know. But like, you gotta fix your accent for like one moment every show.
Hey, I add baby to it. You should be able to figure it out.
I do. It just hurts my ears.
What about pasta?
That's not a thing you even actually say, and if you did, I would drown you.
It is. You bitched about
You've
it before.
never heard you say that.
Pasta.
Are you? No, that's not a thing. No.
What's wrong with pasta?
See, pasta.
No, Jason! Drop this shit immediately. Oh my god.
Anyways, yo, so we should have King Fly and Ak Baby. Ak Baby. How do you say? But yeah, next week should be entertaining, right?
Yeah, and then we got the South coming up next week. Yeah, I said we can't even look ahead either, I guess, because the other end of these round 2 matchups for these guys aren't established yet or confirmed or whatever. The other matches haven't happened. They're against the South, right?
Who's against? Oh yeah.
West. Yeah.
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to
thought
pull
it
up-
was so
pull up
severe
the
versus
fucking
Eddy I, and Clone versus
Oh,
Family Man Hayes.
I want to go back to that for a moment. I feel
What?
like I feel bad for So Severe. And not like feel bad, but like that a week is not that long. But you know, there are all these things that we just like get shown and that fall into our laps, and we're like, this is the ABC that we never knew we needed, but we got it. Yeah, and I don't feel like Eddy I and So Severe is a thing we need, frankly. And I hope it turns into a barn burner. I hope it's like styles make fights and it's like totally wild and fucking weird. Like I don't want that battle. I don't want it.
Well, you're getting it. And how do you know? There's other battles. This is the whole thing about this tournament. You don't even know
Dude, there
how
are
much you want it until you get it.
battles in this tournament that I would not want. That is one of them.
And it might turn out to be fucking amazing.
You know what? I would also not want Head Ice and Diz. There are many of them.
Yeah. Head Ice and XL's up next, right? For the East?
I can get with
Or
that.
is it? Yeah. Yeah. I'm just thinking of who's up next for the East. Head Ice and XL and Show Off and J Murder. Is that right? Or is it J Murder and XL? I'm not sure. Fuck.
Wow. How was your day?
Filled with a lot of smoke.
Yeah, I can. All right, cool.
All right.
I want to see what Direct does. I think he promised us some more of a show, right? Because today was okay, but like, I don't know.
What?
I don't
Wait,
know
today
if-
was okay. He wasn't there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm just saying today's show was okay, but I'm looking for more of a show. I don't know if I'm expecting somebody to
He wants
any-
Ach, baby.
for anybody to come through in particular, but I want more of a show. You know what I mean? I like when there's some shit happening.
Yeah. So
Instead
are
of-
you talking about are you looking for like showmanship or are you looking for like variety? Like, what are you looking for when you say that? Because you've
I'm
said that a
looking
few
for like
things.
maybe some other maybe one of the people that got kicked off the tournament to come and talk shit, or maybe some people that didn't make it to the tournament. That's what Drect was saying. You know what I mean? Just something that to I don't know, mix it up a bit, brighten the fucking. You know what I mean?
Oh, you know what? Somebody enlightened me. This is one of the things that cut out while I was on the road. I know that when they did the vote on who to come back, to battle Sisvir, that they were like, oh, I know people are complaining, and the reason that Frack wasn't part of the vote, and the reason that Real Deal wasn't part of the vote, and then it was gone. Like, what was the reason?
Frack already got everything he needs out of this fucking tournament.
Exactly,
He
yeah.
doesn't need to come back. He's
Direct also
He won.
said to me that they had to get together people who could make it to the severe battle within the time restrictions and everything.
Oh, I got you.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that could mean either it doesn't just mean travel, because I mean you got a week. Fuck, like how far away are you coming from, right? But work, if you can get, time
COVID,
off work.
travel.
or-
Come
time
on.
to write it, right?
Yeah, but I mean
Nobody wants to Cartagena it again. That's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
stop my
Yeah.
heart.
well,
Anyways, let's wrap it up and talk about the shit.
all right.
Can
For Kirill
fly and all that.
Kasatskiy, Amy Barton, I'm Jason Kelly. This is the Build Downtown.
Peace
We
out.
Peace.
Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown. Building downtown.